Hello friends and enemies, welcome to the introduction that I forgot to film or lost, I don't know which. I'm here though, here to talk about what's going on. What is happening? What is this vlog? So this vlog is me attempting to read, I think I ended up trying to read about 10 volumes, 10 different things I've gotten off of NetGalley, so like that's a win. But yeah, this vlog is me attempting that. And me discovering if I like traditionally published books. I feel like by the end of this video, I was like having a small crisis in my brain. I'm still having a little bit of a crisis, honestly, as I film this, because I just am not sure. To be honest with you, I'm not sure. Yeah, I'm here to give you like where we started. So when I first started this process, I had 372 books total approved on NetGalley, and only sent back 245 books for feedback, which gave me about 127-ish books to review. It's a little less than that because I've marked some as will not finish, so I may, if I ever get through everything, I may pull some of those out and start reading them. But for now, they're gonna live back there in the will not finish section, which doesn't help your ratio. Because it counts as nothing. Like it counts as you not reading the book. And my feedback ratio was 66%. So not terrible, not great, not where I wanted it to be, right? So we're going to take that into consideration here as we get ready to, dive into the vlog. I had about 14 of y'all submit how many books I should read and numbers. So it was basically like 10 books was the average. So that's what I did. I did include DNFs in that 10, and I did read outside of this list in my regular vlogs and other things. So those will be gone over when we do my update. One other thing to note, I discussed the spinner wheel a couple times throughout this vlog, and I did use the spinner wheel. I didn't document it every time because like that's boring. But I also kind of abandoned it at times because I just kind of knew what I wanted to read. I knew what art sounded like, what I was in the mood for. So I would kind of bop back and forth between the spinner wheel, but I did still prioritize the books y'all submitted to me to read. And I went with that route. So I felt like that was a good way for me to balance like random choice when I couldn't decide and then leaning in when I did know exactly what I wanted to read in that moment. Now let's go talk about a novel love story. Okay, so I'm officially into my first my first book of this vlog, which is a novel love story. As I told you all, I'm going to do a spinner wheel, but 2 books were picked already because I'm doing buddy reads with friends for them. So like, I just figured we'd lump them in here. Why not? I am officially 28% into Ashley Poston's A Novel Love Story, and I'm liking it. I'm definitely not as drawn in as I was with the first 2 books by her in her, by her previous adult titles. I'm enjoying it. It's good by all means. I don't mean it's like terrible, but it's definitely interesting. So our heroine has basically went on the run because she saw that her ex-fiance, who left her like a week before the wedding, got remarried and basically had the same wedding that they had planned. And all of her friends couldn't make it to their cabin retreat that their book club does every year. So she goes on her own and ends up lost and inside the town from a book series that they love. Very cute so far. I'm gonna keep listening, but I'm not gonna like rush myself either because I do need to listen to my members pick today as well and maybe edit a little bit this afternoon. So we'll see how this goes because we just got a tornado warning. For timing wise, Beryl just hit in Houston a day ago and now is here, heading to Tennessee and causing some environmental upsets, we'll call it. We already had a random sun shower downpour because it wasn't really that overcast. It poured rain. And yeah, I'm just working on tidying and listening to this on audio. Narration wise, it took me a hot minute to get used to this narrator. I will say that because I found her southern accent to feel off to what I knew of this character. So I didn't love that, but it could be worse. So there's that too. It's one of those. You win some, you lose some. It is what it is. So yeah, that's where we're at right now. I am going to keep working on organizing my laundry room here in a minute and getting together laundry, and I will come back and talk to y'all soon. Another arc down. So I decided to DNF a novel love story. Not what I wanted to do. I wanted to keep pushing through, but honestly, I'm almost halfway and I'm bored to tears. Like, normally when I listen to a book and I'm cleaning house and doing tasks, like, I'm still moderately engaged, even if I'm not loving the book. But I have felt so bored. Y'all, like, so bored. So I was talking to May this evening and I was like, I think I'm gonna DNF it. And she's like, honestly, you probably should. I think you're gonna be really pissed at the end. And I did. So I DNF'd it. And then she told me what happens. And I already have thoughts. So, like, I read romance not only to see, like, I don't mind to see the people with other people. None of that bothers me. As long as it's not, like, cheating. Like, cheating, I'm a little more like, not for me. But, like, if, like, Curvy Girl Summer, we open with her and another guy hooking up. That was fun. But, and, you know, the guy she ends up with is watching her date a whole bunch in this book. But in a novel love story, she enters the world of her favorite book series and meets this man, Anders. And I'm gonna spoil this, okay? Because, like, that's the only way I can do it. So timestamp down below, skip ahead if you want more of an update than I DNF'd it. But here's, beyond being bored out of my mind, why I'm really glad I DNF'd it, because I don't think it would have gotten more than 1 or 2 stars for me if I'd read the whole thing. In the book, Anders is the dead author's fiance and has entered the world and is, like, trying to keep it the way it was and is waiting because the author has said that there's one character that they hadn't met yet that is supposed to be as close to her as there is. And he and Eileen, whatever her name is, are, like, falling in love and have hooked up at this point and stuff, and they are going to leave this town to go back to the real world together. And he sees the new girl come to town, which is the character his fiance is supposed to be based off of, and tells her he has to try. So he stays behind. And then is like, you can look for me in the romance shelves or something. And her best friend open a romance bookshop, and her ex-fiance's new wife comes to the bookshop, and her mom's like, do you want me to beat her up? And she's like, no, it's fine. We grow and we forgive. And I was like, you're forgiving the woman that knew you were with him and cheated, like, was the one he was cheating on you with. And she knew. This is a very different story to me if she didn't know. She knew, and you're going to forgive her. Okay. Could never be me. And then Anders shows back up and is like, yeah, it didn't work out. You're the only one I want to be with. And I know that's supposed to be like a grand romantic gesture, but him getting out of that car for me would have been the end. There was no showing back up. And, like, yeah, you were the one. You're the one for me. For sure. No. Absolutely not. Oh, man. I'm sad. I'm sad I DNF'd this. I'm happy I'm reading Under the Oak Tree right now. I'm just glad I DNF'd it. So let's spin the wheel again and pick out our next book, because as soon as I'm done with Under the Oak Tree, we gotta pick something else out. But I also might read something more, like, I'm gonna read something not arc related as well here probably this week. But yeah, let's find out our next arc for this vlog. Okay, so I just finished the next best fling. 4 stars. I really liked it. I definitely had some struggles with our villain, our antagonist, whatever, than the brother of Theo and Marcella's longtime crush. But I loved all the things Theo was willing to do for Marcella when he realized that the fiance of Ben was not who he actually wanted, and that she was what he wanted, and he was willing to go to whatever end. Fantastic. I really enjoyed this. I think this is a great semi-forced proximity, kind of, we gotta hook up to fake relationship. I get more fake relationship. This is a great fake relationship book for me. I do think you have to be ready to know that Ben does get his comeuppance. He does deal with punishment, and his fiance figures out what's better for her. So take that in mind as you read it, because there were moments and I was like, girl. I also had moments with Marcella where I was like, girl, you know he's got you on that back burner. What are you doing? But we got through it. I somehow devoured it in a day. a little more than a day. I started it last night. I read like the first chapter, listened to the first chapter. And then now today I'm done. So yeah, I loved this. Highly, highly, highly recommend. And definitely will be looking out for the next book in this series. Happily. Already submitted my review on NetGalley. I'm not checking my scores after I submit right now because I know I need to submit a lot of books. And I know that my score is not going to go up until later in this series, like towards the end of the vlog. Because this puts us at 4 things submitted in the month of July, but 2 or 3 books read. I'm not sure where we're at in this vlog. Time is meaningless. Also, these are all grouped by book, so that makes it different. I think we're on 2 or 3 for this video. So yeah, I'm gonna probably keep working on my ebook arc that I'm reading, and then also start a new audio here. That's an arc. You'll see the wheel spins here, because we do have wheel spins to pick what we're reading. So yeah, I will be back very, very soon with another book. But yeah, Next Best Fling was a 4-star for me. I really enjoyed this. A fantastic debut. Fantastic. Hello. Okay, so I decided to not spin the wheel and pivot to an audiobook that I had because it's out with KU. Because I've got to get some books done for this. And I'm truly, I love the spinner wheel usually, but right now, like, nothing's hitting. So I was like, all right, we're going to finish something we're already in the middle of, which is Do Me a Favor. I was already 45% through this, and then I was like, I'm going to check it out on KU. I'm going to get the audiobook on Audible because it includes audio when you check it out. I've checked it out. It is here. I am listening. I have an hour left. Current thoughts. I like it. I like it a lot more on audio than I like reading it with my eyeballs, which is interesting. I do really like Willa. They just now finally boned. But there's been a lot of tension, been really good tension. I really like how emotional the book is and what it deals with like being a widow and kind of what she lost marrying a man that was a lot older than her. But I really like the two of them, Hudson and Willa. They're cute together. They're sweet. They deserve each other. But yeah, they just boned finally, and that was great. I am going to finish it up, and I'll be back in a minute to talk to you about it. I just wanted to like tell you this is what I'm reading right now. This is how I'm feeling. I'm still liking it. I think it's going to be a solid 4-star for me. I like Kathy Yardley, so I'm not surprised I'm liking this. But yeah, that's where we're at right now. I'll be back to talk to you in a bit when I finish it up, and then we'll keep going. Okay, so I did not come back and tell you about Do Me a Favor and give you a final review. So here I am with that. I really liked this. I think it's a solid like 3.5, 4-star for me. I just really enjoy Kathy Yardley's writing. I like the characters she's writing about also. I think that plays a huge part into that because she is 100% like delivering on giving us older characters, and I really enjoy that in my romance books these days, and I just find it really fun to read. So I did enjoy Do Me a Favor. I don't think I liked it as much as I liked role playing, but I do think it's still like a quality read, and I am gonna eventually work my way through her backlist, which is like mostly all on KU with audio, I believe. So I have no excuse not to. But yeah, Do Me a Favor was really fun, I thought. I question some of the side effects of the diabetes. I don't know that her like husband had, our main character's husband had, that passed, that like that made her a widow, which like fair. But I just didn't, I don't know. I don't know enough. I know more about type 2 stuff than I do type 1, so there's that. But yeah, that's kind of what led to his death eventually, and I don't know. I was just like, I don't know enough about this to know. So there's that. I do think overall it handled like grieving and figuring out your life and like being allowed to change what you want from life in your 40s was like fantastic. And I think it's important because we so often feel like I'm this age, I can't make those changes. It's not going to matter. And the reality is you can and you should. If you're miserable, you should change what you're doing to not be miserable if you can. You know, find ways to add joy. So yeah, there's that. There is that. All right, I'm back. It's been a minute since I really touched an arc. I'm not gonna lie to you. I want to give like a mid update. You've gotten each book so far. I will say this: I've DNF'd another book. So I DNF'd Here to Stay by Adriana Herrera. I just wasn't feeling this one. I got this one back in 2020. It was one of the random spins. So I picked it up. I read the first 2 chapters and I just wasn't feeling a workplace book. And instead of putting it back to read later, I'm instead DNFing because I can leave a review on NetGalley then. I tend to rate my DNFs on NetGalley 3 stars just for transparency's sake because I didn't really read enough of the book to rate it either way, and I feel bad giving it 1 star because it wasn't necessarily a 1-star book. It just was not working for me right now in this very moment. I didn't love the setup of the workplace romance here. He like works with consultants and stuff, and she is like part of the nonprofit, and they're trying to like kind of gut the nonprofit. I don't know. I just think that happens. It just felt too close to things that happen in real life for me, I think, is the problem. But yeah, so DNF that. Next, I abandoned the spinner wheel for this one. I've spun the wheel for a couple other books, but I am going to give myself the ability until I hit my 10 books to spin the wheel or pick because I really wanted to read this. So I picked Dark Restraint by Katie Robert. It is out. I'm literally reading it the day before it comes out. I will be done with it the day before it comes out. I will have submitted my reviews this evening, tomorrow morning when I wake up first thing, because this comes out on August 6th. It is the 5th. I really wanted to read this. I also have an audio arc of it, and often the audio arcs archive like on release day or 2 days later, so I knew I needed to get through it. Although I also got it on LibreOffice, and it's fine. I just knew I had to get through it, okay? So we've started it. I am already like having a time, this is why I was like, I'm gonna use the spinner wheel still, but I'm also some of the things y'all wanted me to prioritize are the things I want to read. So I'm kind of waffling back and forth a little between the 2 items because I just knew I needed something I could just kind of blast through today while I unpacked and just started handling stuff because I just got back from Stimulant. So I'm already 40% in. I'm under 2 hours left and I'm very, very excited. So this follows Ariadne, whatever, and the Minotaur, or what is his name? Asterion? Something like that. I'm not going to be great at the names. So this is their story. We kind of are picking up right off the end of the last book, which was Midnight Ruin a little bit here. We are seeing a lot of plot progression in this one, which I'm really enjoying so far. I think it's a great addition to the story. Seeing this plot progression is like fantastic, and I really like that. We also are seeing a lot of development around something that happened with her in the other book, the content warning on page about abortion. We see some of this happening in the other book, and that was really interesting to see play out here. But yeah, we're starting to see more of the political stuff happening in this one. I'm really enjoying it. Also, this is 100% morality to him because he desperately only wants to be good for her. Like, he does not want to leave the dead heads at her door to prove to her that he can get to her. To prove that he can reach her if he needs to when she thinks she's like in a safe place. But he's going to, and then he's also going to regret it because he's like, I don't want blood on my hands because then she won't have me. My weakness. My weakness. Oh my goodness, my weakness. Anyways, I'm freaking loving it. I'm going to finish it up tonight and I'll have a review for y'all here in a little bit when I'm done. But I just want to give an update because I just really have not touched things for a bit. And part of that is one, like, Under the Oak Tree I'm having so much fun with that I don't want to be done, which is a weird feeling. I don't do that super often, but sometimes it happens, and that is me with Under the Oak Tree right now, which is probably earlier in this vlog. Fine. And then now here I am with Dark Restraint, like, I can't put it down. It's also shorter, so that might be part of why, and that might be helping my, like, progression a little bit here. But yeah, I'm having such a good time. With this one, such a good time. So yeah, I'm excited. Beyond that, I'll be back when I decide something else to read. Like I said, I might spin the wheel again. I might move back, go over to this Ravenous Fate. I don't know yet. We'll make some decisions. Okay, update. I finished Dark Restraint. When I tell you I love a morality chain, he only didn't kill people to not upset her. It is my weakness. It is my weakness. I love it. It is one of my favorite things every time. God, I love it. It's so good. It worked so well. This is a fantastic continuation of the world plot and development here. I think
We did get a lot of world development happening in this book, which makes sense because we're nearing the end of the series. I think our next one's in February 2025. What a wait. What a wait. Oh my god, I can't wait though. It's fine. It will survive, maybe. And we do get the lead up to that one, which Katie's revealed, but I'm not going to tell you here. But this is a 5-star for me. Easily a 5-star for me. Frickin' loved it. I also really liked Ariadne and how she pushed to have independence and do things and still like, not lay claim, what do I want to call it? Like, show that she could help and do things, do more than they maybe thought she was capable of at times. But yeah, I really liked how that plot wrapped. I am little stressy for the next book because we leave on an overall world cliffhanger, we'll call it, not a like a world building, world related cliffhanger, not a cliffhanger for a couple, really. So yeah, I need to know more ASAP. But yeah, this one worked for me. I have another morality chain I can recommend to people. Thank goodness, because I love morality chain. Give me more. This is fantastic. If you read the other books in the series and enjoyed them, I think you'll enjoy this one. No questions asked. Like, I just would be really surprised if you didn't. So there's that. Okay, on to the next arc.
I need to update you because I have read a portion of this Ravenous Fate. I keep wanting to say it's this Ravenous Fate. I'm 13% in. I have almost 12 hours left, so it's going to take me about 4 more hours. I should be done with it tomorrow. Grumps is home today, so like that's audiobook time is less. But I'm enjoying it so far. I think it's really interesting. I can see some of the critiques I've seen in my friends' reviews so far already, like as far as it needing like a little more developmental stuff, but I'm really intrigued. We have the setup of her having to go back to France because the vampire people want her because they've tasted her blood and stuff, and like she's kind of already had a run-in again with her enemies. Like that's really interesting. I'm curious to see where it goes though. I'm definitely enjoying it and excited about it, so that's a win. Okay, so I'd come to you and I was like, I'm like 13% in, I'm having a good time. Yeah, that changed. I basically hit like 25%, 33%, and I felt like this was going nowhere, and I hate that. You do not understand how much I wanted to love this book, and I may revisit it at a later date. Maybe my mood will be different and it will work for me then, but oh my god, reading it now was not great for me. Like I said, at 33%, I felt like the plot had barely moved forward, and I didn't feel like I was getting any solid progress or movement on what was going on or why. Hold on. And I was really, really craving that in this book. I wanted, and I thought I was getting something that was going to grip me from the beginning and just take me through a story, really, really engaged. And that didn't do that for this book did not do that for me, unfortunately, and it sucks because again, I really wanted to love it, but I'm also attempting to practice DNFing when something isn't working for me versus just finishing it because it's there. So DNF this. I do think it could work for a lot of people. I sometimes feel as though I'm too far removed from things like this to like appreciate it. But it's like a historical horror fantasy paranormal thing, which is like right up my alley. So there's that. It didn't work for me and I'm still really sad about it. But I would try another book by Haley. Like, I'm curious to see where her writing goes as we see her do more things.
Okay, I have to update you because I read over 20% of Under the Oak Tree. Yeah, I think so. My Kindle's in the other room. I'm making my coffee and then I gotta go shower and get ready for the day. Grumps is taking me out. Okay, so yeah, I'm about 25% into Under the Oak Tree now. My hair's a mess. We're about to wash it. It's fine. I'm fine. It's Sunday morning. And I read about 25% last night in bed. And I think right now, as someone who read a portion of the manhwa and not all of it yet, because I started it and I loved it and I was like, I want to be able to marathon this. So that is what we're going to do. Probably this fall, I'll probably read the manhwa and get caught up because I don't believe it's completed. Either way, I read it. I'm reading it. Okay, so I read a little more of Under the Oak Tree last night. They're so cute. Listen, this is definitely like a very much, it's not a slow burn, but like a slow build. I feel like for plot, it's definitely on the cozier side of a fantasy romance. But he's like fussing at her because he's like, you don't eat enough. You eat like a bird and it's not good. You need to eat more. And he's like, you need to eat a whole chicken. And she was like, that's a lot of food. And he's like, no, it's not. And of course, he's like this giant man, so it's not a lot of food to him. But it was just really cute and funny to read. And yeah, I'm excited to read some more tonight. I'm really enjoying this though. I just want to give you an update that I have read more of it and I will be back to it very soon. This is your Under the Oak Tree update. I'm somewhere around 50%. It's not showing me right now. And I did get a new phone yesterday. Like I got a new refurb phone, not a new phone. I'm attempting to avoid that for as long as possible. But yeah, so I'm about halfway. I'm really, really enjoying this, but I am someone who struggles, and I mean struggles. I'm fighting for my life when chapters are over like 20 minutes to read. And this book has like 45-minute chapters. I am enjoying this book. I am enjoying the chapters that I have read. I am not enjoying fighting for my life to read through 45 minutes before bed, because I like to read before bed a lot, right? And I like to read in the evenings, and sometimes I need quick chapters. I need a quick chapter that I can read and like feel like I'm making progress and then keep moving on the book. So I have just been slow, and I mean slow and steady reading this, and I'm enjoying it, but it doesn't come out until November or October. So instead of pushing myself to like read all of this and then like be mad at me, like be slumpy or annoyed that I had to read as long of chapters as I did, I'm giving myself the grace to slowly finish this book. So I'm going to do that, and I will talk about it in my regular weekly vlogs as I read it. I should be done with it probably in the next 2 or 3 weeks. I don't foresee it taking me much longer than that. I just need to like pick it back up and work on it. Anyways, I'm enjoying it. I think it's a really fun fantasy romance. It's definitely a lot cozier and slower paced, which is also why I'm enjoying taking my time with it, I think. So if you've read the manhwa and you're curious about the novel, I do think it's worth picking up. We are getting adaptations of the graphic novel as well, and that comes out in October, which is why I think this comes out in November. That's all I got for you, and I'm gonna throw it back to me talking about whatever book is next, and then we'll reconvene at the end at some point. Okay, I'll see y'all soon. Okay, I've started my next arc because Shay was like, do you want to buddy read this? And I was like, yeah, let's buddy read it. So I'm reading Haunted Ever After by Jen DeLuca. I'm 10% in. And right now, this is the most basic rom-com of the world. And yes, I'm already in a Halloween shirt, which I feel like is fitting that I'm reading Haunted Ever After. It's fine. I just want it comfy. And this is comfy. So, yeah, I'm reading Haunted Ever After right now. It's fine so far. I'm concerned that for me, the Ren Fair one was my one and done with Jen, and I don't love that because I really liked the Ren Fair book, but none of the first one worked and the other ones have been okay.
So that's frustrating, but it's fine. So yeah, I'm reading this. I have no big thoughts right now. I'm curious to see how the Ghost Town stuff unfolds and what's going on with her house, / more on that. But yeah, we'll see. I just wanted to tell you that I'm reading that now.
Hello. It is evening. What was I going to update you on? Oh, yeah. Okay, so I don't know what. Listen. It's night. I turned the light off above my head for you. So that's a thing. Okay, so update. I am reading Haunted Ever After, right? I am enjoy the background sound that is my house and ambiance. Okay, so I'm 20% in to Haunted Ever After. It is not bad. It feels like the most basic rom-com setup to date in a weird way, with a slight little sprinkle of some ghost activity. They are about to go on a date on the ghost tour together, which is gonna be really cute. But yeah, like even their meeting was like very cliched rom-com, which I'm not against. But I don't know that I fully feel the rom-com to it, if that makes sense. Like it feels like boilerplate rom-com, which is not what I'm necessarily usually seeking in my rom-coms. As a rom-com hesitant person, sometimes we'll call it, I guess. I just am unsure right now. Very, very unsure. I really hope Jen DeLuca isn't a one and done for me, or just like a middle of the road author, but she very well may be, and that's okay. Like I can accept it if this one doesn't work for me. Yeah, that's where I'm at 20% though. So I wanted to update you before I forgot. I have to update you. I do not have it in me to be fully sitting up, so you're getting a couch update. It's fine. I feel fine. I don't feel sick. I'm just very tired. I think I did a lot for a week and a half, and that's part of that tiredness. But I'm almost done with Haunted Ever After. I'm at 70%. Actually 69. Nice. I know. I have an hour and 6 minutes left, and this is a 3-star read. I've felt that way for a while. This is a 3-star read. I am kind of bored, but not bored enough to DNF. I like that the ghosts are real. The ghosts are real in this. It's not like a fake setup thing. But our hero is so caught up in the past that it is struggle for me to root for him and her to be in love and to like fall for each other. I did appreciate the pub sub reference as a southerner and someone who's lived in Florida, although I lived down near Miami and Lauderdale, but either way, pub sub reference was on point. I don't know. I wasn't really paying attention to where in Florida this is. It's obviously on the beach, but beyond that, I got nothing. But yeah, I find it really hard to root for him. We have a guest because he is so stuck on his high school sweetheart and them going to college and thinking that they were on track. And like the problem here is he's 29, I think, and she's like 32. And he's old enough to know better. That was kind of frustrating, to be honest with you. Okay, apparently I am now a pillow. I've been cat trapped. So yeah, I just am really struggling with him for that fact alone. So I'm going to go finish this last hour of it and apparently cuddle the kitty. We're going to cuddle. I'm going to cuddle with Peas, and I'll be back to tell you my final thoughts. But I can tell you right now, it's all 3 stars. And I'm so happy I'm like still reading Under the Oak Tree because I'm really enjoying it, and I've not enjoyed a lot of these arcs, which is disappointing. Really, really disappointing, to be honest with you. But I'll be back. I just finished Haunted Ever After. Also, I hope y'all can see her. She's gone. She's out. She is asleep and happy for it. I wish I could sleep like she did sometimes. Anyways, hi. Finished Haunted Ever After. I'm so glad I got an arc and an audio review copy from the publisher. Art came from NetGalley. Audio came from Libro. And I just did not have a great time. I love the idea. I love the like concept here. I think it was lacking. I didn't feel much chemistry between our main characters. I
no, you could write some of that off as like something that's happening in the book that I'm not going to fully spoil here, but it does have to do with the ghost, so you can piece it together. And it didn't really have like a third act breakup because I wouldn't have considered them together in the first place. But like, it's just something is missing in this book and in the chemistry in this book. And I wasn't expecting, because I felt like Jen DeLuca had pretty good chemistry writing in her Ren Fair books. And I thought this was going to be good. Like, I thought I would like it, obviously. I try not to request arcs I don't think I'm going to like and things like that, because like that's no fun. Who wants to read things you're not going to enjoy, you know? I sure don't want to do that. Hi, Peas. I will feed you in just a minute. Okay. I'll feed you in just a minute. Because yeah, I don't want to read things I don't enjoy. I don't want to read things that I don't want to read things I don't enjoy. I don't want to read things I don't think will be engaging. I just want to read books I like. And this to me had like a concept of a more modern day contemporary that I thought I would enjoy at the end of the day. And I didn't. I didn't hate it. Like, it's a 3-star. It doesn't, there is like an inherent thing lacking for me in the plot concept of this. Also, like, nothing happened and yet things happened. And I don't know how to explain that feeling of nothing happened, but things happened. Because that's, a big part of the book. Hold on. Okay, never mind. I thought she wanted to be held because she's trying to climb on me. But yeah, like nothing happened, but at the same time, things happened. I was intrigued by our setups here with the, like, the haunting of the house she bought and all that stuff. Like, that was really interesting. But it lacked something. And I don't know what, besides the fact that it lacked just general, like, chemistry between the main characters. It's obviously setting up a town also, and, like, a town with a bunch of romances in it, like a small town option, which I'm not opposed to, and I think could be interesting. Like, I would be willing to read book 2 if I got it from the library. I will not, by no means do I have plans to in any way spend money on any of these, because it just didn't work. And I hate it. Like, there's nothing I dislike more than when, like, a thing I want to, like, really enjoy doesn't work for me. Because, like I said, I thought this sounded like a really fun book. I thought it would be a really fun recommendation. I thought I was getting another, not the same, but similar to, like, the Celestine Martin series that I really like. I was hopeful I was getting something like that, kind of, because, well, it would be really fun to have another one of those to recommend in the fall season, and then in like Halloween time. That's the word. So yeah, that's where we're at. I'm gonna go back to reading Under the Oak Tree, I think, and hopefully finish that up soon, because I need to read something I'm enjoying. That's where I'm at right now. I'm like, I maybe have prolonged this book on purpose because I wanted to read something I was enjoying, but I also am gonna try and read, I'm gonna pick up some other arcs here because we're getting there. Okay. Okay, you have 2 manga arc updates for this vlog. I do think this puts me at 10 books or 9 books. I don't know. We're going to keep going, though, because I still have this Ravenous Fate and Under the Oak Tree to, like, finish in this, which you'll know when you watch it, because it's going to be... Books will be in order, kind of. Yeah. Okay, so I finished 2 manga arcs. I got one was Pup Acids Attract. This is a really cute dog lover manga. So she has a Rottweiler. He has a cute little Pomeranian. They run into each other on their walks. She's older and he's younger, so that was really fun. I enjoyed this. The chapters are pretty short, but I would definitely read it digitally. I don't know that I would buy this one physically, just because of how short the chapters are and the content inside. I don't know that it's like something I would want to own on my shelves forever. And I'm trying to be selective, obviously, over what I get digitally and physically, but I definitely can see myself picking up volume 2 or 3 and 4. Like, I don't know how many volumes there are. I haven't looked that far into it. Picking up some of these digitally to read because it just was really cute and fun, very chill. Nice change of pace from the cat manga as the cat gets in the camera. Can I help you? We're gonna keep rolling. Okay, the other one I read is That Beauty is a Tramp, and that was really fun. This is a character who, one of my favorite setups, cannot interact with the opposite sex, and I always enjoy these. They're so fun. Like, I love Sweat and Soap for this. Well, Sweat and Soap has more to do with smell stuff, but still, similar vibes. Also, We Can't Do Just Plain Love, I feel like has similar things. Like I love this. I love the setup. It is one of my favorites. So I really, really enjoyed this one. It is a solid 4-star for me. I'm excited to read more and excited to see where it goes as I read more. So yeah, that's where we're at right now. I will be back to update you as I read some more later. Time to close this vlog out because I thought I was gonna read more, but honestly, after 3 DNF, I was like, you know, we should just wrap this. Let's take a step back for a minute from ARC. Let's read some other things and return to them when perhaps they vibe. When perhaps we mesh with them just a smidge better. Maybe, I don't know. But yeah, I'm here to close this out because honestly, I also made really good progress. I know I kind of abandoned the spinner wheel. I did prioritize a lot of books that y'all had listed though, so I feel good about that. And I prioritized a lot of new and recent releases, so that's good. Let's like talk about what I learned a little bit here. One is that I need to be pickier in what I request. Boy, do I need to be pickier. And that's not like a complaint, that's a me problem. I always think I'm gonna like these new traditionally published books and I don't always. I mean, I did have some I've really liked, and I have one that like I obviously did not finish in this vlog, and that was Under the Oak Tree because the chapters are 45 minutes to read. So I'm like reading one chapter and then taking a break because they're so long, but I really, really am enjoying it. So I will be finishing that up in another like regular vlog for y'all. I think it's going to be a solid 4-star read for me though. Like I'm enjoying it. It is a good time. So that is not a complaint. It just is what it is. But yeah, I think I need to be better about requesting less, reading what I have sooner. I also learned in this video that that it's okay for me to DNF quickly when it comes to these arcs, because if it's not working, I do just need to move on and be a little bit more aggressive about it. I just always feel bad when I get an arc that I was excited for and I didn't read it then, and now we're years later and I DNF it, or it's a new release that I thought I would really enjoy and I DNF it because I was bored. It might just be me. It could just be me though. Like that could just be a me problem, and that is potentially not a like book problem in and of itself. So yeah, there's that. I feel like as I went to go pick up another arc, I was like, do I even like books? Do I even like books anymore? Because every time I thought about what to pick up, I was so nervous it was just gonna be another flop for me. And I literally think it's just because I DNF'd 3 books in this series, like in this video. So we're taking a breath from arcs. I only have 2 arcs for the month of September. The goal will be to read those and move on with my life for a minute, and then I will spend, you know, October and November, December doing another, probably one of these or something like this where we read a bunch of arcs. I did during this get 2 2025 arcs. Now, the 2 2025 arcs I got, I will tell you this, are very highly anticipated to read. It's the new Balcabra, Spiral, and I got the new Kimberly Lemming. So I will do a 2025, like reading my 2025 arcs video probably in December for y'all, because why not? Like, I obviously should. So yeah, there's that. But I feel pretty good. I did move my rating up. For reference, at the beginning of this video, I had 372 books I was approved for, and had sent 245 books for feedback for a total of a 66% feedback ratio. Well, at the end of the video, I've been approved for 387 books. I've sent 266 feedback, and my ratio is now 69. Yeah. So I think this to me showed that if I focus in a little bit more and actually get these reviews in and submitted, I can request things and still see my score go up. Like, it's doable, and I do think easily. I think the next NetGalley check-ins in September. I don't know that my score will be up to 70% by then, but if it is, I'm going to be really, really happy. And we'll obviously go through all the books I read outside of this vlog in that video. But I really went through and just was like trying different ones that I got forever ago and seeing if I liked it. And if I didn't like it, I was just like, DNF off the list, let's go. And I just, for my reviews, for reference, when I DNF on ARC on NetGalley, I am leaving a review still, and I'm talking about what didn't work for me, why it didn't click, and what I wasn't engaged by, and then I give it 3 stars and I move on. The reason I do 3 stars is I've heard, and I don't know if this is true, that the publisher sees like your rating average for their books, so I don't want to give like a book I didn't love 1 star on NetGalley and not get approved for books by that publisher, basically. So I got 21 new books over the course of starting this video and finishing it, and I still raised my NetGalley ratio by 3%, and I think that's a win. Like, that is a big win. Holy crap, I'm really proud of myself. So yeah, that to me says that like I just have to read more than I have been of them. And I think I can do that. I'm almost down to like 5 pages of arcs on NetGalley now, which that also feels like a win. I really think if I buckle down the rest of the year and read a handful every month again, and just keep chugging along, we're gonna get there. Will I ever hit 100? Absolutely not. My goal ratio is probably to sit somewhere in the 80 to 85% range. So once I get there, it'll be pretty easy for me to maintain it because I have such a long history on this account now and so many books that when I reach that point, I feel like I'll pretty easily like be able to request 1 or 2 here and there and then review them and keep that ratio up. But yeah, I'm not looking to hit 100% by any means. I'm looking to hit, like I said, 80 to 85% review ratio at some point. Hopefully next year. I don't know that I'll do it this year, but I'm hoping by like early next year, like maybe by spring 2025, I will be there. So this is an ongoing project, obviously. So yeah. Okay, so this has like produced a bonkers theory in my head, which is as I've been more actively reviewing on NetGalley, I've found I'm getting more approvals. And I think that as much as we think the ratio is very important, which I do think the ratio is important, I don't think you would have this luck if you were at like a 5 probably. But I think that because I'm at like a higher-ish number, I'm nearing 70%, nearing, you know, I'll be at 80% before we know it. I have over 300 and some approved arcs on my account, right? And I've sent in almost 270 back, right? So like I'm nearing 400 in all honesty of approved arcs and sending almost 270 back, give or take. We went over these numbers and I've already forgotten them. I'm not a numbers person, it's fine. So like knowing that, I have noticed that as I've requested things during this project, because I'm still going to request like books I'm really excited for, like the new Kimberly Lemming, like the new Belle Cabras, hockey romance. Like I have to, I want to read those. But I request books that I would probably buy anyways or put on the hold at the library immediately upon release, which is key. So in doing that, I've noticed a massive increase in who and how much I get approved for. Because I used to not get approved for Berkeley books very often. Berkeley and I usually not on great terms. Avon and I 50-50. You know, I'm auto approved for 2 publishers right now. And that's been great, and that gets me a lot. I do get some from Macmillan because I'm in their audiobook program though. So like they'll send me the audiobook and then they'll also send me the NetGalley widget. So that helps. And sometimes I just get approved for those anyways when I request them. But yeah, I find it interesting that as I've been doing this project and I've been submitting a review or 2 a week, give or take, I'm getting approved more. So if you are someone who is trying to get books on NetGalley and you're not having luck and your ratio is okay, try and review some of the things you already have and then like go request. Because my big brain theory on this is that it's in part your ratio, but also in part how often are you on the app and reviewing things. Because I think something tells me that plays into it, you know? But yeah, this project was really fun. I enjoyed it. I definitely am like wondering what version of it I want to iterate on. Like, do I do another try? Do I actually try and do a spinner wheel again? Do I do like quarterly maybe? And we talk about new releases where I read a bunch of the new releases for that quarter. I don't know. There's some options. I could do themes, like I could just read whatever I want to read. Who knows? So if you have an opinion on that, let me know. If you don't want to do that and you do use NetGalley, let me know like the last book you got approved for or how that's your ratio. Make me feel bad about mine or feel better about it. Your choice. And if you don't want to do any of that, you can leave me a like math related emoji because I feel like this is more math than I ever wanted to do in my life. It's fine. You can leave me a math related emoji, so a calculator, a graph, I don't know, something like that. But yeah, I will have links to all these books down below, links to my friend anywhere on the internet, and I will talk to y'all in just a few days. Bye!
About to leave, already packing, come with me, I'm not really asking, we'll get away to a place where we don't know, about to see the world in action, what we can be, life with no distractions, we'll get away.